And to fix this problem of the index in second page, so instead of having 11 to 20, so we have 1 to 10 like the first page. So let's go to our task list.jsx. So here we need to add a new variable. Let's call it start index. And we need to use a formula so we can calculate the index. So I will paste it here and explain. So here is our formula. So we will use the tasks.meta.current page. So if we move here, so we have the meta current page here is 2. So minus 1, it will be 1. And 1 multiplied by 10, so we will get 10, which means that we will start from 11. So when we are in the third page, so we will get here 2, and 2 multiplied by 10, so it will be 20, which means that we will start from the 21. Okay, so this is the meaning of this code. Now we can use start index in the here, so inside our loop. So all we need to do is to use start index plus 1, okay, and save. So let's take a look and see what we have. So let's move to the second page. So here, as you can see, now we have 11 to 20. Let's go back to our first page. So here we have from 1 to 10. So now we have fixed this problem. So next, what we need to do, we need to display the categories. And since we will display the categories here inside our home page, and also when we create and update tasks, so we need also the categories. So let's create a custom hook so we can reuse it in every component. So here we have the src. Let's add here a custom, or let's add the inside components. So here let's add another folder and call it custom. And inside let's add the component. Let's call it use categories.jsx. And here we need the structure. So let's move to task list. So let's copy this part and paste it here. So we need a variable that will hold the categories. So let's change it from tasks to categories. And same thing here to set categories. And we need an empty array. And what else? So let's go back. So we need once the component is mounted, so we need to fetch the categories. So here fetch, so let's call it fetch categories. So the route will be, so let's remove this, will be API categories, and we don't need the backticks, we don't have a variable. So let's use double quotes, and we need to import Axios. And what else we need? So once we have the categories, so it says categories to response.data. Here we have the error. We need also the toast. So here, instead of fetching error while fetching tasks, so error while fetching categories, try again later. And here, instead of fetch tasks, so let's fetch categories, and we don't have anything to watch. And finally, all we need to do is to return the categories. Okay, so that's all. So I think we did not import the use state. So let's import it also, and also the use effect. So use state, use effect, Axios, toast. I think that's all we need. So now we can use this custom hook inside our task list here. So we can define a new variable, let's call it categories, and use categories. And that's all. So now we have the categories. So all we need to do is to display them, and to display the categories, let's do something. So let's for now just test if we have the categories. Let's test. So here we have to call md12. Let's see if we can display the categories here. Or let's do something. So before we display the categories, let's console and log and see what we have. So if we console and log the categories, so just to know if we are getting the categories or not. So save, let's refresh the page. Let's check our console here. So as you can see, we have categories, and we have here 12 categories. Okay. So let's check our, so here we have categories. So let's do something. Let's display the categories. So here we have this div with call md12. Let's add another div with the card, and another one with card body. So as I told you, so I will make a change to the design. So I will not add design that we have seen in the demo. So we have the card body. Let's use now the categories, and we map, and we have the category, and now we can return JSX. Let's return button with the class btn secondary, and here we display the category dot name. Okay, so save. So here btn sm and btn secondary. So sometimes the emit doesn't work properly. So let's see what we have. So let's refresh the page. So I think we have something wrong. So what is wrong here? So categories dot map is not function. So where is it? So this one. So we have the categories that we have defined here. So here is our categories. But I think that we have the data inside categories. But I think that we have, so here. So let's give it a response.data. That's why we have this error. So when we fetch the categories, we have only the response.data. And here when we map, so we have categories.data. So we are using the map inside the data. So that's why we have this error. So we need to use here response.data, so we can have the array here. Okay, so let's see. So now as you can see, we have the categories in the top. So we will see later how to move the categories to another file. So for now, just follow me. So let's give this card margin top and the bottom of 2. And what else? Let's give this, so these buttons, let's give them margin left and right of 2. And I think only 1 is enough, and the margin bottom of 1 also. So now I think it's better. And when we click on one of these categories, so we need to fetch. So we need to fetch the tasks by category. Okay.